that has now been setting up for the best part of a week actually. So I did that on Sunday. It's now Friday, Friday late afternoon, finished work for the day, and I'm just going to start taking this out so that I can get the rest of this done over the weekend. I'm going to do it from this side, I think, because I've got a much easier, clearer view of the brick that I need to be removing. It's that line of brick there, and the plaster on this side is super soft. It does make a bit more dust down here, which is a pain, but the pebble dash on the other side is really difficult to kind of get through and all the rest of it. So I'm probably going to start here, and I'll start by taking this off and taking this out and doing this bit down here, and then I'll work my way up. That's the plan anyway. I'll see how it goes. It may well be that if I can dislodge the bricks on this side and get an easy dislocation here, this bit will actually end up just dropping out, falling out, whatever. I need to think about that. Maybe actually going from the top down is safer. I'll have a think and I'll figure it out what I'm up to. Here we are, 2/3 of the way through. This window actually had a hinge in it on this stanchion middle pillar bit. On this side there was a hinge, so that window had actually been nailed shut, which was fine, but it popped out fairly easily. Unfortunately the glass did crack on the way out. The pane of glass itself was really loose, and when I was opening this frame up it started to wobble and then it just cracked. So I'm not able to keep that one, that middle one. I've kept this one. I don't like doing things by halves, and I don't like cutting corners, but if I take all of this out I then just have to reframe it, and at the minute I have a very, very solid frame in there. What I think I might do is actually just leave that in there, fill it up with insulation, mineral wool, and just put an additional framing member up and across and in, and just fill it in like that and leave that one in place. It's completely solid and secure. I can put a nice big strong framing member down here in the middle to pick up the weight. I don't really see the point, to be honest, in doing anything more than that. I'm making additional work for myself for absolutely no reason. So I think that might be the first kind of piece of the house that I kind of leave hidden in the fabric of the building. If somebody changes it in time, they'll find it. If not, they won't. But what I might do is I might even just write a little note about what I've done, tape it to the window, and leave it hidden in there like a bit of a time capsule, for no other reason than kind of fun and interest, maybe a bit of vanity. And then I'll just cut this frame member out there, that sill, that window sill would just cut out there. So with a little help from my friends, we are now at this point here, which is really good. It's taken me probably 40 minutes or so, I would have thought, to get to this point. And obviously those bricks are super weak and they'll come out nice and easily now. And then it's just a case of figuring out how far this way I want to go, need to go. Obviously I'm going to be hard up against this here. That wall is going to carry on through. The difference between this wall and that internal wall there will get completely hidden by the staircase. There'll be a flush piece of plasterboard on the underside of that, so that's irrelevant. So now I can line this up and figure out what I'm going to be doing with this, and then start nibbling away this line here until I get to the header up there. So it's actually going really well. This is the double concrete lintel that was above the window. I'm going to have to cut through this here. There'll be two of them. I'll have to cut through them. That's going to spew a lot of dust, which I'm really not looking forward to, but welcome to renovating old houses. What I will probably do is put up a dust sheet. I'll gaffer tape a dust sheet to the wall up there, let it drape down, and I'll have I don't know, I'll figure something out to stop the worst of it. Thankfully we have a working bath, so we can wash up fairly easily afterwards. Okay, took that little peninsula out. That's gone. It actually dropped out almost in one piece from about here all the way back, so that was handy. Just gonna have a quick tidy up now. This will probably come back to around there. Previously, earlier in the clip, it was around here. I'm gonna take it back so it's got a little bit more space, and I can figure out what I'm doing to connect this corner here with the new run of the stairs. But I want as much space as I can get, as much as this really. So that'll come back later on. I've got to shoot off now. I'm going to secure this up basically just with a sheet of plywood, OSB, that one there, to stop the kids from playing here. And very soon I'll be able to finish getting this out, build the stud wall, plasterboard up, and then put the stairs in. So it's coming along really nicely. Just opening this up a little bit more, giving myself a lot of space. Cut that back a snips, cleaned up some bricks, taken them off there. So that's a really good size opening now. Obviously I've still got to do this side and this section up here. That was a good workout, and it's worked out very nicely. Nice and plumb, nice and square and tight along there. So that's nice, that's good there. So the plasterboard can carry, the stringer can go. So that's good, I'm happy with that. This is now very, very well supported. 9x3. It doesn't matter that it's over this steel, because you can see that I've done it to the gap here, so the plasterboard will carry on over here, so that steel's not so much of an issue really. So now that this is supported, what I can do is I can cut out this concrete lintel on this side of the timber, so it's still supported up here. And it's only a short run anyway, over to there. That wooden frame doesn't matter, it's just there to carry plasterboard really. But I can cut it here, and I can remove this section the whole way across. Then I can refill that bit of brick in there. You can see this is just edged on it there a little bit. So yeah, that's that. I'm not going to do that now, it's 20 to 7, kids' bedtime. That's super dusty work, and it's just not going to happen now. But once I've taken that double lintel out there, all of the rest of this will come out very nicely. It will almost certainly drop a ton of dust everywhere still, but that's just the phase we're in for this weekend. We're in good shape. For the sake of safety and ease, and also actually I started doing this as a way of reducing dust, but I should have done it sooner really, because it is much safer. I have put 18mm OSB as a front plate here, and then as a top plate there. Gives me something really sturdy to stand on, and it blocks dust. And then I'm going to drape this over as well, because I'm going to be starting now cutting this. Previously, to kind of block this area to stop the kids from falling down, I was using this long board of OSB, but Now that, and I was kind of wedging it up in here to kind of hold it in place. Now that I'm taking that out, I needed a slightly more permanent solution until the staircase goes in. So that works really nicely for that. Gives me something to stand on. It's very secure. Once I have finished cutting this out and removing all these bricks and all the rest of it, I can then take that out and build the stud walls that are going to be going in there. But for now, it works perfectly well. So I'm in a good shape now to be able to tape that. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably tape it to the front, and I will, yeah, I'll basically try and find a way of kind of collecting and gathering all of the dust up so it doesn't go all around the rest of the house. I'm going to be cutting on this line here. No, I'm going to be cutting on this line here because that lot is remaining, and this here will be removed. I may then double this timber up here, but I mean it's a 9x3 timber supporting a 1 meter stretch of concrete. You know, I really don't think I need to worry. But yeah, I've got space that I could double it up, and then I can re-brick up these bits if I really feel I need to. Right, I'm going to start getting this duct taped in place with some Gorilla Tape, and I'll be removing this off first, and then I can get cutting. Right, I have taped that up just to kind of take off some of the slack. I've rested it on the edge there, and I've taped that. This is going to be my access in and out, so I'm going to have to leave that draped, and obviously some will come through. I don't know if you can see, but it is moving with the airflow in the house, so it shows that it'll actually stop, hopefully, quite a lot of the dust from getting everywhere. Despite having all the doors shut in the house, we still end up with a very fine layer of dust right down in the kitchen, in the extension, way out that way. So this should hopefully help, because angle grinders spray a lot of dust, and when I'm cutting on this side, it'll basically spray this way or spray that way and then blow this way. Sod's law, it will end up coming this way. So I'm going to do that. I'll set you up on the tripod. I'm going to head next door and basically get going. I've got earplugs in, I have got a respirator, and I've got a face covering as well. So I'm doing everything I can. I'm going to have the windows out there open to try and create some negative pressure to try and suck the air that way. That's the hope. I don't know if it will work, but that's the plan anyway. The kids are at the house, Becky's at the house. The reason that I'm going with an angle grinder rather than just using the SDS drill is because I don't want this to fracture this way and then the thing's not supported. So I'm going to at least score the whole way around on that side. And yeah, it's going to be tricky to do this side of it, I appreciate, but I'm going to try my best. So I'm going to score it and hopefully try and cut through it, but they are very, very deep. They're the same size as this one here because I reclaimed that from somewhere else in the house. So they are big beams, and I don't know how easily it's going to go, but I need to try my best to score it and cut it rather than breaking it in case it breaks unevenly. Keeping my mask on because it's still really quite dusty in here. I don't know if you saw, obviously it's on a time lapse, but right at the last second, after I cut this reinforced metal, there was this reinforcement running this way up with the apex at the top, the whole way through the beam. You can just see the edge of it there. When I cut through the final section of it, the whole of this concrete lintel dropped down, landed on the curtain and pulled it down like a magic trick, which was pretty cool, but exactly why I put this base here, something sturdy for me to stand on and safe, and also why I got the kids out of the house.
But I don't know if you will have seen when I was cutting it and using the SDS drill, it fractured and broke in places, which is exactly what I didn't want to happen and precisely why I cut it like this. So I'm now going to try and get the angle grinder back in there to cut a little bit more to keep this nice and clean. I've managed to get a cut line along here. I'm going to try and score up here as well, and I'll also be clearing out all of this mortar, and then these bricks will come out nice and easily, I hope, right up to that header there. It's going well, we're getting there. I'm not going to film this next section. You've seen it once. I'll show you when I've taken this next one out. That is the second beam. I was a bit smarter about the way I did it this time, and I actually kind of cradled it in my hand around here while I cut the bit there. So 2 nice straight cuts now. This one fractured just a little bit more out here, so I'll probably pack some cement in there, but the vast majority of it is very strong. Interesting the way they put one V going down and one V going up. I would have expected that they both need to go up, actually, because I think that would be stronger. Either way, it's never moved, and I'm not going to change it now. I physically can't change it. So that's in. So that's done all down there. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to leave this screen up, and I'm going to tidy up on the other side, because I'll leave this screen up for when I take all of this out in a minute after lunch, because it's just about 1 o'clock now, so I'm going to stop for lunch.
That is nice and clear. Just done a huge hoover sweep, clean and removal of the whole place, but I do need to angle grind these 1, 2, 3, 4 out to get them level and smooth. I'm obviously not going to do that now, but I will do that in time. This is a 9x3 going all the way down to a steel, which is on pad stones. Then there is this frame here, that frame there, and this is bedded in the whole way and goes up to around there. So I'm not going to be adding in another beam. If that was, say, a 4x2 or even a 6x2, then I would double it up. Given that it's a 9x3, I don't need to. It's absolutely huge, more than sufficient, and it's got this support here close to this one, and that is still bearing down on that side there, so that's absolutely fine. I can just go ahead and tidy these up. Also, this beam isn't pressing straight down on here, it comes all the way over to here, so the weight comes down at 45 degrees, so that's good. I'm happy with that. So yeah, bit of tidying up to do, making good to do, all that sort of thing, and then I can actually start putting up the stud walls in here that run this way. They'll run flush with this here, and they'll run off this, the timber that's behind these 2 bits here. It's kind of in line with this. They'll run in line that way. Once I've done that, I can then plasterboard straight across here and finally have some meaningful privacy in that toilet. And this will all look a lot cleaner, a lot cleaner. Once that plasterboard is on, I can then put the stair stringer in. I can build the stairs, cut them in, and yeah, we're doing well. Thank you if you have been watching. If this is your first time with us, thank you. Please do like, subscribe, share, all of those good things. You know what to do. It is appreciated.
The channel is growing, it has been growing, and we've got a really cool community of people that like to contribute and comment and help and be friendly. So if you've got questions on projects that you're doing, please do pop them in the comments, and if I can't answer them, then someone else can, I'm sure. Looking forward to seeing you on the next video.